All right, everybody, welcome. This is the meeting of the Park Board of the City of Connersville. We'll be now in session. We'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Ann Kirshner.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you want to do the roll call, please.
Jeff Cooley,
Here.
Faye Mushwa, Carol Gordon,
Here.
Ian Kirshner,
Here.
Scott Keyfaber,
Here.
Mary Pfeiffer, here.
Okay. Hope everybody had a chance to read over the minutes. Do we have any additions or corrections from last meeting?
I move we accept them as presented. Second.
Okay, I have a motion to accept and a second. All those in favor of taking the minutes as is, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. All right, minutes are good. We'll move on to our new business. I believe everybody, did you get that sent out to everybody on the pool rates? You did, didn't you? I think so. I believe everybody got a thing on the new pool rates. We talked about at the previous meeting, and trying to up those just a little bit, just to help deal with some of the offset, because we know the pool does not make money. It is a service for the community, but we'd like to at least get close to break even as possible. Some years we do, some years we don't. But everybody have any discussion they want to add to what we're changing things to? Because all I did was pull up what I had at the previous meeting last year that we discussed the pool rates, and I did get those back to Catherine. Looks like most of it's going to go up maybe $1.
Yeah, that's reasonable. To my mind, that's very reasonable.
And this is still lower than surrounding counties
Oh yeah.
and much lower than the newer pools that have opened.
Yep. Oxford is quite expensive. What did we say that was? That was on that list. I don't remember.
It was.
But Oxford's like almost double what we charge. Richmond is $3 above what we charge. So yeah, when it comes to the surrounding areas, yeah, we're still minimal. We'll have more competition come first of the summer anyway, with Brookville's.
Right.
I've seen it. It's looking pretty nice. So.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea what their fee structure
Nope.
is going to be like?
No clue. So yeah, we don't want to be the most expensive, but I'd prefer not to be the cheapest.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I recall, last meeting you said that you had been doing some upgrades, like new. What else did you say you?
See, they changed the chlorination system last year. Went from tablet to liquid, so that way it's a more steady state, much easier to maintain. And then you got new umbrellas, which they came in just here not too long ago.
And we're still waiting on them, but they're coming.
Oh, okay. Well, she got them ordered anyway, because the old umbrellas had some didn't work properly or weren't connecting properly, so they weren't spreading out properly. So got some things there, and they always buy chairs each year, some new lawn chairs. So
And we upgraded the guardhouse a lot last summer too.
that's true.
But when we looked at what the pool made this year, raising the rates by $1 would more than make up for half of the money that we lost. So it's a big deal.
Yes.
And opening 3 weeks late, if you factor that in, I think we'll break even easily.
And as far as these season passes are concerned, this is presupposing that we can do that.
Right. That's nothing set in stone.
But this is very, I think, very reasonable
Oh
also.
yeah, I agree. I mean, if they do the season passes, which a lot of people do, yeah, that'll help us, because that's the other thing that hurt us this past year. Season passes were not available,
Well,
so they just because you get quite a few sales from season passes at the beginning of the year. So
well, hopefully by May, when we decide to open, or early June, what time we open, the herd will be in place and we'll can do things.
We hope so. All right, well, sounds like we ought to take a vote. All those in favor of increasing these pool rates?
I'll go ahead and make the motion.
Oh, that's
You want to
true.
do it on
Thanks.
motion?
I forgot a step, didn't I?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Very good. Now I'll take the vote, please. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, aye sign. Okay, there you go. New pool rates. All right, next item on the agenda is the new Lions Club shelter, which I don't know if anybody's been up there. Those poor guys were hanging metal today, so. I had-
Metal roof on
It's
a
a
nice
bad day to
day.
do that.
Wasn't my call.
Yeah, I,
Do it.
I went by today and saw him sitting up there putting metal up. I felt bad for him. So, but we need to set it up to be a new rental. And what are the typical shelters renting for right now?
I would propose $25. That's
25.
It's going to be as big as our largest shelter, so.
Okay, so that's
so
the standard
I need
rate.
permission to move on to the Board of Works to update our rental ordinance.
Okay, because that has to be added into
Hey, Vane.
the list then, doesn't it?
Yes,
Okay, because that's not even on there at all right now. Is it?
right.
Right. So,
Is that $25 per day?
Yes.
welcome, Bane.
Thank you. Hard finding a parking place in this icy weather.
And that's just to reserve that shelter, right? To make sure that that shelter is yours for that day,
Right.
correct? So if a mom's at the playground and they just need some place to eat, you
Yeah.
know, if nobody
I
has
mean,
rented it
sure.
that day and nobody's in there.
We don't have police.
Right.
They're going to come run
Okay.
you off.
I just
but-
wanted- yeah.
But yeah, they do get a receipt. So if you have it, and then you just show your receipt, and then the people should move on.
Right.
So.
It also guarantees if you want to have a family reunion or a big outdoor party or something like that, you know that the shelter is yours.
Right.
So, need a motion to get that added to the Board of Works list for Catherine so she can present it.
I so move.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Okay, let's put that on the agenda to add that to our list. Moving on, what do you got for us, Dennis?
As of January, we've got men's basketball, which we ended up getting 8 teams in.
8
That's playing. Church league basketball, we ended up with 4 teams playing in that one right now. We started indoor soccer last week. That ended up with about 25 kids signed up to play that. And we are looking at, we sent out papers to the schools for sign-ups for spring soccer with a deadline of March the 12th. And that's about all that's going on right now.
What about signups for baseball? Typically, those are in February and March.
We haven't decided anything on the baseball part yet. We haven't, since everything got canceled from the COVID last year, we haven't really, we didn't have a start date for that yet. I don't know what the Babe Ruth, when they ran it, I don't know exactly when they were starting stuff up, but most of the sports, as far as the park's been running, are usually about that time, or probably around March also. We're starting up the sign-ups and deadlines, and only thing we know is we lowered the fee for the baseball, went from 55 to 40, and I don't have a deadline for baseball yet.
Okay.
Are we getting any information from the health department on what you can and can't do yet?
No, not as far as the COVID.
Right.
Not right offhand. I get pretty much kind of base everything off of what the school's got to go by.
Right.
We're trying to do the same thing.
Well, I just know that they changed something in the schools here just this last week.
Yeah.
He's dropping a lot of the quarantine.
Yeah.
But I did read though that sports teams can still be quarantined though.
Right. any extracurricular
Right.
activities is,
So they're still watching that a little bit.
right.
Whereas the schools are in session, but if somebody pops positive in one of the extracurricular activities, it could quarantine the whole team.
Yeah,
So I suppose you're gonna have to wait and find out if they're still gonna do that because,
yeah, because I
You
believe
could-
they do everything just about on a weekly basis, don't they?
yes,
Wednesdays, is that correct?
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
That's
So-
when the school corporation gets its update from the health department is on
Right.
Wednesdays.
So that could hurt you at practices with these kids.
Right.
Okay,
We watch the governor's ordinances.
Okay.
We have stuff in there for sports activities.
all right. Yeah, I figure you're on it. Better than I am, probably. Okay, very good. Anything else, Dennis?
That would be it.
Okay, thank you. What do you got for us tonight, Catherine?
As far as the work list goes, the guys have been building picnic tables. We did 8 for out at Frazee. We're doing 10 more for the new shelter. They've been working on new trash cans. The Roberts building needed repairs. There was some ceiling work that needed done. And then we've been moving stuff around. We got all our new banquet hall chairs in. So that was a long day. Dennis and Carrie and everybody pitched in. We moved all those around, which meant we had to move everything from Miller Building over to the Roberts Building. Then we donated the really old chairs out to the Columbia Center, so those had to be moved out there. Just reorganizing, trying to clean things up. We have a conference room in the Roberts Building. We moved the conference table and the cabinet from in there over to the Miller Center, so now we have a real conference room. And the room that was basically storage that had that stuff in it is now just storage. So it's been a lot of just moving stuff around. But it makes more sense and it makes us have a place to keep things, like, so we can keep our tables. Before we were moving things back and forth for events and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's taken up their time. I did get a $2,500 gift from tourism, so we're going to do a billboard campaign this year. We're going to start in March and go through September. That gives me enough money to do 7 billboards, so I think I'm going to do 1 a month. Just promoting the park, promoting what we have to offer. I know we have teams coming in from Liberty to play basketball. We need to let people know that, you
Right.
know. So that'll be going on. We're hiring. Day camp is full. We have 1 position open at the shop, and I haven't started on the pool yet. Let's see. I think that's about it for me. Unless you guys have questions.
We had a lady from BAM Fitness come in and we did that program. Is that should be going right now,
Yep,
correct?
yep.
Are they having people show up for it?
Yeah, we try to share what they post. It looks
Okay.
like they've got a pretty good crowd, so.
Okay, good. So it did get some people interested.
Yep.
Good. Okay, well, good.
Catherine, on the employees you're wanting, where do they send an application or whatever it is you want?
The Miller Building.
No, don't.
Okay, so next month actually, you'll start looking for seasonal help then.
Yeah, these are seasonal. We're already full for camp.
Okay,
We're kind of ahead, hopefully.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
good.
We have one place left in the shop, but we have 2 applications in for that. We have a lot of returning. More than half are returning,
Well, that's good.
so it'll be good.
They already know what to do, so. All right, very good.
Except the pool.
Don't look at me. I
I
gave my 2 cents
I'm
worth.
looking at you.
I told
You
her.
want to do it? Okay.
All right, we'll move on to some old business. I thought I'd share with you what happened after last meeting with us not signing off on the unemployment to move from our budget to the city budget. By 8:30 the next morning, I had a phone call. They knew before I hit my office. So we were unable to make a decision for them. It's out of our hands. So we had to just go ahead and bite the bullet and transfer the money. They're in control of that section. I don't know why. It's their process. We can't intervene. So we're at their mercy.
Do we have any input at all?
No. Voting.
Obviously, but that didn't obviously do us a whole lot of good. If it's coming out of our budget and the like, then I'm really kind of shocked that we don't have any kind of input with that, particularly under the circumstances particular to this situation.
I didn't get in deep enough to find out their true unemployment process.
Their rationale behind why they
Yes,
allow
and all
this.
that other stuff. So it would probably take a lot of investigation and to figure out how they could split it up or what they need to do.
Okay.
So, and that's not what we're here for.
No.
Okay? It's an unfortunate circumstance.
So is there a process we can find out if they're gonna do something like that again?
The only thing I would recommend at that point in time after talking to him, if something like this, somebody quits again, is that we're going to have Catherine or Carrie stay on the ball to find out what they're doing down there and whether or not they file anything. That's all we can do.
Okay.
To make sure that they know that the reasons and that whether they truly deserve unemployment or whether they don't. Okay? We'll have to start from the get-go, just to make sure that they know at City Hall the reasoning behind it. And hopefully they would be the ones to fight it.
But it will continue to be denied.
Yes. When I talked to her, the unemployment was denied on their end, but that doesn't mean anything at that point in time.
Okay.
So the state has to then intervene and say, yes, it is denied.
Okay.
Okay?
So we've done all that we can do, and hopefully we have a process in place where we don't have to deal with this.
I hope so,
Okay.
but don't count on it.
Okay. All right.
Okay? But yeah, I thought you all needed to.
Just Catherine don't quit, okay?
At least
Figured
they.
me out, Vane. Dang it.
All right, so moving on then, miscellaneous business. Anybody got anything for miscellaneous business? Okay. And anybody have any problems with the claims? Everybody look over those. I didn't see anything this time around that I would be concerned about. So I'll need a motion to accept claims, including payroll, please.
I'll move to accept claims and payroll.
I'll second.
All right, I got a second. So all those in favor of accepting claims, including payroll, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Okay, we're good on claims. All right, it's time for our public forum.
We have one.
We have one. We've got an audience today.
I think she's captive. I don't know that she's an audience. She's captive.
Okay, well, nobody wants to address the board tonight, so just need a motion to adjourn.
I'm gonna be adjourned.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Meeting adjourned.